fun ones. Okay, we are live. Jenny, you ready?
Yep.
Here comes the intro. You're listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Grow Clinton is a 501c6 nonprofit economic community development and tourism organization based in Clinton, Iowa. For more information, visit growclinton.com. Again, that's growclinton.com. Now, back to the show. What's happening, all you millions of podcast listeners out there? Thank you so much for tuning in to the 160th episode of the Grow Clinton podcast. That's right. We've been cranking them out here at Grow Clinton. My name is always Andy Sokolovich, the president and CEO of Grow Clinton, joined by Jenny home from our office. Jenny, what's happening?
I'm freaking out.
You're freaking out, man.
I am. We have legends in here.
Legends. Marco, are you a legend?
I don't think I
He's
am.
not
Yes.
a legend, but we
Not
have,
yet.
we
Give
have
me 40 more
hometown
years.
legend in the studio.
Mike's a legend.
He is.
Yeah. So before we get to introduce our legends from Rastrelli's restaurant in Clinton, Iowa, in the historic Lyons Business District,
Yes.
I want to thank our sponsors, especially. That's right, folks. The Grow Clinton podcast is powered by Miles Communications. Hooking us up with wicked fast, high-speed internet. Check them out, milestelephone.com. Also, huge thank you to Citizens First Bank for their sponsorship. I got to print out their little thing. Carrie's going to get mad at me.
How about this? You
All I know
say
is I got to say member FDIC.
I want
That's
that
all I
line.
remember.
You say it, and then I say member.
Yeah, I got to print that out. But thank you to
never
Steve
mind.
Clements, the entire crew at Citizens First Bank. Banking as it should be. Go CFB.bank for all your individual and commercial financing needs. Again, go CFB.bank. Also, huge shout out to AdCraft. Dan O'Sullivan and his friends over there at AdCraft are doing a great job expanding out into the Lyons Business District along Mill Creek here with their new expansion. It's going to be awesome when it's done.
I can't wait.
But they are great sponsors of the Grow Clinton podcast, hooking us up with amazing custom printwear.
I know it.
They can print on anything, hats, t-shirts, hoodies, whatever you need.
Anything.
They got you. And if they don't have it, they know where to find it.
Right.
Check them out at adcraftusa.com. Again, adcraftusa.com. And then also coming soon out there, Sully Sports.
I can't. You know what? That is a throwback to the '80s. That
Yeah.
was the. You remember?
I remember. I
worked- Yeah.
saw that the other day, and I thought, Sully Sports.
Yeah.
They're coming back.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a tribute to their dad,
Yeah.
Terry, because he's the one, they opened it when he was living. And I worked there for a little while to earn some extra money, and it was a lot of fun.
Whereabouts were you at?
I was in Iowa City.
Okay, because
Yeah.
they started right across the street
That's right.
where
Oh,
Sweetheart Bakery's at.
that's right.
That used to be the old
Oh my gosh.
Wilkie Auto Shop.
Man.
See?
And that's where Terry and Barb, Terry
Yes.
started back over there.
Jenny, get Dano in here. Bring Colin, big and little.
You
We'll get
have
him on the
no-
show.
I've been behind the scenes working on that really hard. I want to bring my
Awesome.
sister in too.
Yeah, well, we can only fit so many people in here.
Well-
How many Sullivans can come into one room?
Ooh,
That's how many Sullivans does it take to? No, I'm just kidding.
it's so many.
No, they do a great job again at craftusa.com. But today's guest, we have Mike Rastrelli, owner and proprietor of a historic restaurant, again in the Lyons Business District, Rastrelli's Restaurant, and then the main man, Marco Muhs. What's your official title?
General manager.
GM
He's
at
it.
Rastrelli's. I'm so glad to have you two in here. When we talk about the history of our community, specifically Clinton, we cannot tell that story without mentioning Rastrelli's. So, Mike, tell us, go from the very beginning, 1939, when it all started.
Yep, 1939 is when Mom and Dad started the business. It was actually down at 4th Avenue South and 2nd Street where the National Tea Food Store came in. And they gave Dad the ultimatum to get out in 45 days.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
And so he did. And that was in 1949, 1950.
This was the candy store.
Pardon?
this
It
was
was
the
just a
candy
candy shop. Back then it was like they had candy, they had popcorn, peanuts, they had bananas and fruit there that you could go in and buy.
Sodas?
Oh yeah, the big soda fountain. I think
Would they,
the booth,
did they
I
make
think
the Coke from like the mix? Like
we had the
syrup?
don't go back that far. Well, no, we used to get Coke syrup in a gallon jug.
Yeah.
And drop it into the reservoir up on top of the old red
Yes.
dispenser, pour it down, the CO2 would mix into it. Yeah, I was there.
Mm.
And so it was a great place for kids to hang out after the dances. Modernistic Ballroom was right down the street.
Yeah.
And big bands would come in. The Strand Theater was across the street. So the kids would hang out at Marcucci's, which was right down on 2nd Street, across from the Lafayette. And then Rastrelli started up.
Yeah.
And so chocolate marshmallow peanut sundaes, kids on dates after the dances would come in. And it just became the place to go to. And then all of a sudden, it gets shut down. And Dad had the equipment. And so one day, Mom was up in Lyons buying chickens at Snyder Produce.
Now, for those that don't know, Lyons at the time was a separate community.
No, not then.
Not then?
No, separate
Okay.
school district.
Separate school district. Okay.
Separate school district, but not but it was referred to as Lyons, as it still is today.
And the old tree.
I think
by
we
where
buried the
Julasco.
tree. I think we buried the
Yeah,
tree.
buried the tree.
And so then Mom found this location. Dad was just going to go ahead and rent it out to put his equipment in. And the banker said, put your equipment to work, and got a loan and took off.
Was that on 2nd Street then?
No, that was on Main Ave,
That
right
was the
where it's
Main
at
Ave.
now, 238 Main. That is
Okay.
still the original entrance to the restaurant
I have
that
the
was back then.
Greatest story about your mom. My dad, when he was a little boy,
Yeah.
was going into Rastrelli's, and he said it was like ice cream and that kind of stuff. He said he was acting up, and your mom booted him. Out you go. And he said it ruined his life because he said he walked around just hanging his head for days and days and days. And he said a couple of weeks, and then he kind of went up there and walked by her, and she said, I haven't seen you. Where have you been? And he said, I got kicked out. You kicked me out. And she said, for one day. And he went, what? I mean, so his life was over, he thought. But he said that just broke his heart, but he was so happy to go back.
Yeah, they were, but I think probably every kid that came into the restaurant got kicked out.
Well, he probably had it coming for sure.
Well, so anyway, it just started there. Dad opened up the shop. And then in 55, he started pizzas. It was back now. It was a lot smaller. It was probably about the third of the size of the operation down on 4th Avenue South. And so then the candy business was on the wane. Along comes pizza. He jumped on it, and the rest is history. I remember one salesman coming in and saying, "Well, you're finally in the restaurant business." And I thought, "Yeah, okay, what we've been doing for that." So, but it was good, and that's what took off.
But you're the children of your parents.
Correct.
Obviously, you.
Yep.
American. They
they were
immigrated
both-
in.
Yep.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my mom was born in Chicago,
Oh, okay.
so she was
Oh.
but she was orphaned when she was she was raised. She and a sister and a brother were raised by an aunt in Sterling, and unbeknownst to the uncle.
Oh,
Oh, geez.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Well, anyway, so and Mom went to nurses training over here in Clinton at Mercy.
Oh, very
And
cool.
they met down at the candy shop. They met at Marcucci's when they first got together.
I didn't know that.
Yep, and they're both from the same area of Tuscany. So their families were both from that same area. But Dad came over on the boat back in 1918 after World War I. Yep.
Very
What a
interesting.
story.
So and we've just grown from there. And we've had, great success in Clinton, great success at what we do. We've had great staff working through all the years. The kids that come through, you still get cards, kids will come back. And, I used to work. And I said, oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah, you.
Oh, you look a
threw
little
me out
different now.
3 times. Yeah. we had a class reunion for Lions. And then the big rivalry back then
Oh,
was Lyons High School, St. Mary's High School, Fulton High School. Clinton High was the big school.
Right.
But those 3 schools would get together, and they would, it was after football games, basketball games, there was always that fighting up until,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 55 is when the high school up in Lyons closed down
mix,
and merged with Clinton.
I'm thinking like the Sharks and the Jets.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it
There
was.
was a lot of that.
We talked about how, before we went on, about how long some of your employees have been there and what a reflection that is on your culture at your restaurant. So, Marco, how long have you been there?
I'm going on my 17th year.
17th. And then
My
you
mom is on her 25th plus, I think.
Oh, my
somewhere around there,
gosh.
so.
Very cool.
That's
You have
amazing.
So one of the things that we hear about Rastrelli's all the time, and we hear this from visitors that come into our community, they will not leave until they have a fresh, piping hot loaf of Rastrelli's bread in their car on
Yep.
the way out.
I have
So
some at
you
my house
guys,
right now.
yeah, you guys are considered like a food factory. You make everything in house. How's that work?
Takes a
Busy,
lot of,
busy.
Lot
Go
of,
ahead,
lot
Michael.
of work. We have a great staff in the back kitchen, 40 plus employees that we have. We do everything from scratch to the original recipes that Pete and Ida had. We still do that same thing. We don't do the tomatoes from scratch.
No, we don't.
They come into steam, but we still put all the sauce together. We make it. We grind our own ground beef to goes into it and everything else like that. So.
And the bread, that's the same
the
recipe.
bread.
Bread's made fresh every day.
Yep.
I would say if you want it hot, you need to get there in the morning before it starts to cool
Yeah.
down, because it's not easy to cut when it's hot. So,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I always tell people if they're going to take a loaf of bread home with them, take two, put one in the trunk, and then eat the other one on the way home. Because usually if they put one in there, they'll eat the one on the way home. It won't be there when they get back.
That's true.
It's
So
always
what are the biggest changes you've seen in the restaurant business in Clinton? The biggest changes over the years?
What's that? I'm
What
sorry.
are the biggest changes you've seen?
Oh boy. Well, in '66, my dad passed away, and we remodeled in '68 into the current structure of Rastrelli's restaurant. '75, we built Avanti, which was a huge undertaking, but a very successful program. We had, I think, probably the finest dining and entertainment. We had entertainment coming in weekly, and they were on a circuit. So that was '75, and then farm crisis hit, and the economy went to the bad part of it. And so then in 2005, we opened up Tuscany, and that's when we started getting into parties and banquet
That's
business.
gorgeous.
What I want to know is, how old is that wooden door that you go into to enter the Avanti side?
75. It
Yeah,
needs to
that
be
is
painted
a
too.
heavy door.
Oh, that's
That is
doing it.
one heavy.
No, it doesn't need to be replaced. It's doing its job.
Oh, it's
There
heavy.
are some
I
things
love
you
it.
wish. There are some things you wish would not last all that long.
It's a beast of a door.
Those are yes,
So-
they're huge. They're big.
Yeah, I remember when Avante was open, that was the place. I mean, that was the place. And then Tuscany, what a great follow up to that.
And I love the sunken bar.
Yeah,
That's really cool. You don't see that anywhere
No.
anymore. But you walk up to the little platform, you get behind the bar, and then the tender's actually below you a little
Yeah.
bit, and it's kind of just that sunken bar feel, and it's awesome. I love it.
right.
Thank you.
Yeah, great drinks, great mixed drinks. I always enjoy my time there.
What's your favorite drink, Eddie?
Old fashioned,
Yeah, I knew it.
but I'm not a fancy bourbon guy, so I'll take well.
Do you just get into that, or is it because that's like a craze that's been coming back?
No, I've always loved that. And I was at a conference in Indianola, Iowa, just this past Wednesday, Thursday. We went out to a bar and I said, "Oh, I have an old fashioned." And she came and there's, my cherries dangling in the old fashioned. And I drank the drink, and then cherries I went to go grab and put in my mouth. And I just went, "Whoa, that's a lot of booze." And I was like, "This isn't a regular cherry." No, it was an Old Smoky infused.
Oh,
She gave me one of those things. That's a drink in itself.
Yummy.
Wow.
That took me by surprise.
Yes.
So you know what I did? I ate the other cherry,
I
of
was gonna
course.
say, come
I'm not going to
on.
leave the empty glass. But no, I love it. You guys have a great drink selection there, great beer selection. And I love when we have these kind of smaller events. We use that bar side. You put great little platters out there for us and things on meatballs. And it's always so good. I really enjoy it. And that was the first restaurant I ever went to when I moved here.
Really?
Rastrelli's, yeah.
Well, see, that means home to me. Rastrelli's does. I mean, I have North Ender parents. My mom's South Clintoner, but my dad was a North Ender.
Oh, what was that like growing up?
Oh,
That's a little Sharks in the Jetsy
no,
right there.
he was scared to death of my mom.
Yeah, she was the South Side.
Clinton.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but Rastrelli's was always home. You go to Rastrelli's, that's part of home. I don't know what I would do if it weren't in town here.
great to hear.
It is. I mean, well, so what's going on up on Main Avenue?
On Main Avenue, let Marco talk about that. He's on the LBBA
Lyons
board.
Business Professional
Yeah.
Association,
That's
Marco.
right, yeah. We have a lot of great events that are throughout the year. We do have the holiday train coming in that Mike just told me that it was November the 25th.
24th.
Something like that. We just heard it
24th.
We
too.
did too,
Just
yeah.
came
It's on a
across it.
weeknight, and it's like a weird time. It's
It's
like
on a
3:15.
Tuesday night at 3:15. Now,
Yeah.
if we can get the sun to be cloudy, then we'll
Yeah.
do fireworks. Last year, we weren't able to do the fireworks show
Yeah.
so early.
But
Oh, I
it's
think it's
who
so
is it?
much fun.
Smash Mouth?
Smashing Pumpkin.
No,
Smash
not
Mouth.
Smashing
Yep.
Pumpkins.
I'm sorry. Smash-
Jeez,
Smash-
Louise,
Yep.
Smash
I'm
Mouth,
sorry.
Canadians' favorite Smash Mouth. Yeah,
But we also have a trick or treat on the avenue. I think Fifth Avenue has the same thing, but we have it up on Main Avenue.
we hit up both.
we
Don't
always
worry.
what about 1,000 pieces of candy we
Yeah.
go through every
Oh,
single year.
it's
It's a great event. We have
Wow.
a lot of people that show up there, and it's really a great time up there.
Yeah, it is fun. And it's a lot of fun because the kids, the kids are just all hyped up. I mean, they're hyped up before the
candy.
and boy, they are just all decorated, and they are as nice. And the parents, if the kids don't say, parents say Happy Halloween. Of course, the kids will say thank you or whatever else, or trick or treat or whatever.
Smell my feet.
Yeah. But the parents, they seem to make sure that the kids are always saying thank you at the end. So that's really great to see. Great diversity in the area. It's just wonderful to see all these kids.
And when's the Lions Christmas?
Christmas walk. It's usually the first. I don't have it written down on the hand, but
But it's always fun.
Weekend of
5th and 6th and 7th, first weekend.
6th and 7th, yeah.
Yeah, it's always fun. I love it.
Yep.
And you know what I love most about it? Now, will you be doing this for the train? You know what I'm going to say, right?
Sure do.
Yeah, we're being on it.
His vat,
Yes.
his pot.
Oh,
What is that? Where you make
cider?
your cider?
yeah.
That is a copper pot.
Copper pot, and it is
so
old
good.
school. Is that heavy?
What
Not really.
do you
No?
think?
Maybe like 20, 30 pounds.
It's a lot of
That's
pennies.
heavy for a pot, dude.
Yeah, 23 pounds.
That was my dad's candy kettle.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Wow.
And and then we started making pizza sauce and spaghetti sauce in it. He wasn't happy with that, but we did it anyway. He was laid up in the hospital.
And now it has some amazing.
But yeah, we'll
cider.
be doing that for the holiday train.
Yep.
When the holiday train comes in, and then we'll be doing this. If we didn't do the cider, I think we'd probably be hung.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know. I would
no
be upset.
kidding.
I
We
look
get
forward
I
to
get
it.
plenty of requests to see if we're gonna do the candied apples, but I'm like Mike's like that is a process.
Yeah. You know what I like about it is you still have Santa Claus come up in the Santa Claus house, and
Yeah.
you can put the letters in the box. That's so special for the kids.
Yeah, very cool.
Love it.
So 40 employees at Rastrelli's restaurant. Now, one of the things that I love about you guys too is you're very committed not only to the community, but about educating the youth of our community, specifically those in community college, about what it means to be in the culinary business. How does that look for you guys?
I think it works out really well. Now, you talk about
We don't
that.
really do it for the look of for us. Really, we really want to carry on the tradition of Rastrelli's, teaching the next generation, and a lot of these kids that we got this year want to be in the food industry. They're very interested in the food industry. Sometimes you get the kid that just says, "Oh well, job right now," but these kids that we have this year are really
Yeah.
really good.
And if it's your passion, definitely pursue it.
Yep.
And it's one of those things where, I don't know the statistics of the numbers, but becoming a chef or going to culinary school, I don't know if that's going up or going down. I don't know if it's impacted at all by COVID or what that looks like. But I tell you what, owning a restaurant from a business standpoint is probably one of the most attention to detail oriented business you can be in, because you can buy widgets and put them on your shelf. And guess what? They last forever. You can sell it if it was manufactured 2 years ago. You guys, if you have something in your fridge from 20 days ago, it's got to go, right? And it's a lot of loss if you don't know what you're doing. And the same applies to like the bar side of business too. You have a few bartenders, they get a little heavy handed and overpour. That's money out of your pocket
Right.
every single time. And the fact that you guys have been around for so long and continue to adapt and continue to offer new things is just a testament to how focused you are on the business side.
And I think it's great that earlier today we had Charlie Minnick on, and we talked about leadership service. What is your legacy going to be? And it's got to feel really great to know that your legacy is in Clinton, and all the positive things that you've done for people and the memories that you've created.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding. I think getting back to the students that we've had, the National Restaurant Association has a great program for high school students. They've expanded it into the penitentiaries, and they now are expanding it like the Clinton Community College. So when it's called ProStart, and it's done by the National Restaurant Association Education Foundation, and they have a great. In fact, we'll have it here, and we have it every year at Iowa, just about the same time girls basketball starts out, and they have a competition, and the competition is statewide. We have right now. When I was on the board. And it's not because of me. We have great staff out there at Des Moines with the Iowa Restaurant Association and the Education Foundation. We had 3 schools that were involved in this ProStart program, and it is a program set up by the National Restaurant Association. It takes care of management and it takes care of culinary. So it teaches these kids how to manage a restaurant, how to cost a restaurant out, and how to design it. And then it also gives them their menus and how to food cost that. And the neat thing about it is that they have to come up with a concept. And they're given a demographic of ProStart USA town, so many thousand people, this is the demographic. They have to come up with a concept. And when they present that concept, the judges that do this judging for this they write it down that they cannot take that concept and run with it. They have to wait. They can't steal it from the kids.
Right.
And so one day the culinary side has 1 hour. It's like what you see on TV. 1 hour, they have Bunsen burners and some little other equipment, but it's all portable to prepare 4 items from dessert, from salads all the way to dessert. And it is amazing how these kids get in there and fight on this. Not fight, but
Compete.
on it.
Yeah.
I've never heard about that.
Oh, it's
Yeah, that's
fantastic.
very
It
cool.
is. And so we have, Clinton High is not part of that program, but they have their own programs, and
Right.
that's fine. But we worked with Clinton High on the culinary field. We've had several people come into the restaurant, work, and then go on into the field. This is one of them right here. I mean, Marco
kidding.
started out, he was a driver. And and that is not an uncommon thing in our business. It's a great place for people to get in and find out. And if you don't want to be it, you don't have to be a restaurateur. You don't have to be a cook. You can be an accountant. And if you know what's going on in the back of the house, and you know what food cost is all about, you got to step up. So it's really just a great way of finding it. I'm really proud that we sponsor a scholarship through the Iowa Restaurant Association Education Foundation every year in honor of my mom and dad. So every year we get to award out a scholarship to a young student, and they've gone to Iowa State, they've gone to Kirkwood. We have some great schools. Scott Community College has a great program, and now the Clinton Community College here with their culinary arts for what a great facility. And
it's beautiful.
Clinton High's facility for the high school, holy moly, that thing
Right.
is beautiful.
Right.
And so it's great to see them. And then they get in there when they come to our restaurant,
Yeah.
they find out what it's all about.
Right.
It's right.
Yeah, it's not all about just like 40 chefs cooking at once. You're doing a lot of work.
Well, I think it's important to, so many times we see people come in and whatever business they want to open a business, but that's all they know is that they have an idea for a business. And opening a restaurant is not just making food and serving food, the books, the finances, all that stuff. It's so important to have a program like that to get a good taste of it.
Like what Mike said, the market research.
Yeah.
Is there a market demand for what you're going to be selling?
True.
And we see that all the time. It's like, well, I have, I like to tinker at home. I feel like I'm a good, I do well at barbecue or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they go and they just want to buy a storefront, hang their shingle and do the business without doing any of the market research to see if there's a
Right.
demand. Because how do you determine your price points too? You got to determine your price points based on what people are willing to pay for your product.
Right.
And then you got to factor in the cost of that product. I mean, what's it cost to get a raw chunk of meat and then prepare it and then sell it for the margin where you're actually making money?
Right.
So there's a lot of math and a lot of science that goes into it. Yeah. One of the cool things you have coming up this Sunday, October 12th, is the Sunday brunch.
Right.
Everybody's favorite.
Yep, we have it every Sunday. This Sunday it's to celebrate our 86th
86.
year. It's gonna be $3 off the regular brunch for kids and adults. So
So
And
What's
that's
all included? What do we got?
great.
What's the layout?
we got sirloin, we got hand carved sirloin, hand carved ham, omelets, waffle station. We could even make pancakes to order if you want pancakes. We just found that out the other day, and it's a really good pancake. We got chicken, all kinds
Baked
of
chicken.
salads, fresh fruit, pastries, everything you want for a breakfast.
And what time does that start?
It starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. It goes till 1.
What time do you guys got to get there to prepare all this stuff?
We usually get there by about 5:30.
Yeah.
Oof.
we do
Early
all the
morning.
baking there, all the pastries.
Yep.
Wow.
Everything's right there. Great baked cod. We have a baked cod,
I've
which
had it.
really is very good. And so yeah, they do a great job. Blintzes, we started brunch back in 1976 when we opened up Avanti, and back then we charged $3.75.
And you made money. Yeah, that's the crazy part, right?
So if you had to give advice, say there's somebody out there, they've got a great idea, they have good handle on the books, they've got a good head on their shoulders. What is your advice? What would be your advice
If
to
you're
them?
passionate for it, ignorance is bliss.
I don't know what that means.
If you don't let somebody tell you how to judge your or how to like market your stuff, and you have a passion for it, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah. Passion bleeds through.
You can't succeed until you fail.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what
a
I'm
great learning lesson. Been
Right.
there several times.
Yeah.
I think for this business, I think it's like with any, our margin of profit is probably, just drives my wife nuts. It's probably anywhere between 3 and 5 cents, 3 and 5%, right? And
Did she do the books?
pardon?
Did your wife do the books?
No,
Oh.
but she sees the books.
Yeah.
See them.
She sees what's coming
She
home.
wants to be away from the books.
But it's a case where the restaurant business today is extremely difficult because of first of all, we're very labor intensive. We're the second largest employer in the state of Iowa. We are heavily dependent upon what's going on as far as costs go, the fluctuations that come in and go on costs, and then the utilities and all the surrounding costs have just gone up and down. And it's, you want your trash picked up, it's like $600 a month. I mean, that's a lot of money, right? So the margins are not as great as everybody thinks, but it takes determination. And if you're going to go into it, you better go into it ready to look at it and say, I'm going to be here for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, in the United States, we import a lot of fruits and vegetables. Are you noticing
everything else,
the
yeah.
increase in price at all due to tariffs?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, we just got a blurb out the other day about
About like food qualities and stuff like that going down because they can't get to the fields right away. Fields are drying up due to lack of rain, stuff like that. Importing the food is actually driving up the cost, and us not importing certain things is driving up the cost even more for certain
Yeah.
things.
Well, there's just some things that cannot be grown in the United States
correct.
due to the climate.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just reality. So you're going to have to import. I mean, I don't know about star fruit and things like that, but
Yeah.
I haven't driven past like a star fruit farm lately.
Right?
So there's just some things that don't grow well here.
They just said that. We just got the blurb that broccoli, cauliflower, strawberries are all going to be getting scarce.
Oh no.
Yeah. And so we'll wait to see what
Well,
happens.
it's like a little insect or something like that with
Yes,
getting into
insects
it.
are
You can't
infesting
pick
it.
it, lose the crop and
What
stuff
about
like that.
your cantaloupe? Don't ever take that off of your salad bar, please.
The cantaloupe?
We
Yeah.
try to keep it in, but there's times that it comes in not good because
Oh,
it's just
Yeah.
that way.
You can pound a nail with it sometimes.
oh gosh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not
that's
good
no
cantaloupe.
good.
You need good, juicy
But it's
cantaloupe.
a great business. And
Oh, yeah.
And it's one business to where you can get in at a young age and find out if you like it. I think I'm just going to bring this up. The Seven Hills Brewery.
Yeah.
He was at college. He became a
Physical
therapist. Decided he wanted to get out of that rat race.
Mhm.
Worked in college when he was at a brewery, right? Said, hey, I like this.
Yeah.
That's what this business is all about. It's about really liking it and then just going from there. So
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Gotta like it. You gotta like food. You gotta like people.
Yeah.
You can't be a non-people person.
Well,
My
that's a
grandfather
skill.
got out of the service and
Yeah.
started a restaurant that lasted for over 40 years until he passed away. And my dad took it over and quickly realized that was not his strength. And then
Yeah.
we sold the restaurant, but that supported our family for my entire young adult
Right.
life and obviously my childhood. But I remember just some very stressful times and love my grandmother, but she was not a people person. My grandfather was. You want to know where I get it? That's where I
That's
get
your
it from
grandpa.
him. He was a politician. He was a restaurateur. He was he was out there kissing hands, shaking babies. Wait, no, shaking babies. Let's
Other
say
way.
shaking hands,
Other
kissing.
way.
No, but he was out there, and that's what you have to do in order to succeed. People want to come there and experience something, not only in a dining experience and consume well cooked and tasty food, but they like being around people that make them feel good.
Right.
And that's why it's always important for servers to have a smile on their face. Just like we were talking earlier, Charlie Minnick, about your energy as a person bleeds through everything you do. So if you come in upset and pissed off, people can see that.
Yep.
And you ruin their night. So you gotta, sometimes it's hard, but slap on a smile, be cordial, be kind, be nice, be willing to help.
Well, it's a skill. I mean, you know that you've got two sides of that. You've got the employees that you need to work with, and you have your customers and anybody who delivers to you, all of that stuff that you have to be able to juggle. And it's all a different angle on dealing with people. And those skills are so important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We always try to tell staff, we all have our own personal problems.
Right.
Everybody's got them. But when you walk through that back door and you come into the restaurant, like you said, smile goes on. Personal problems are in the back of your brain. Now we got to take care of these customers.
Right.
And make them feel welcome, that's what it's all about.
Well, it's not that you don't care either, and what you're doing is, especially for young kids, you're teaching them that a great mechanism and tool for their life is that you've got to get through it, and you've got to put a smile on your face and keep working. You can deal with your personal problems later, but that's probably why you keep your your staff.
Yeah,
For
it's
so
a
long.
huge part of food services.
Right.
If you can't
Personality.
face that problem now, when it's a little problem, you're not going to be able to face that problem is always going to keep coming back. So,
Right.
So that's why every day I walk in, now these guys are there. It used to be I used to go in and open up. Now I don't have to open up.
You're sleeping in.
Now he just comes
You
and has
earned
coffee
it.
in the morning with me.
And I see you two have a meeting almost every morning.
Yes.
Right
Well,
at
it's
the
a
window.
meeting. It's
By the
we
window?
talk about
Yep.
sports.
Well, we'll discuss it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about, like today, doing this and things that are coming up, pricing. Do we raise menu prices yet?
Yeah.
Do we need to? Yeah.
Right.
Will we? I don't know yet. We'll wait to see what happens. We've got menus ready, so if we have to, we will. But so we batch it back and forth, and I listen. And I'm not doing it anymore. I mean, people say, well, you still work? I say, I don't, they don't want me on the line. I'm too old for the line work. It'll take me a half hour to make a pot of water boil. But they need to know what's going on. And the only thing I can do is see if I have any experience and I can let them know. But Marco's got a great staff working with him. And that's what's important. And people coming into the restaurant, number one, if we didn't have bubble gum up at the restaurant, oh my gosh. And it took you a couple of years to figure that out because I said, where's the bubble gum? Yeah, we don't sell it. I said, people want bubble gum when they come in.
Yeah.
We always leave with the bubble
Oh,
gum.
bubble gum, bubble gum.
That
My
makes-
mom, we put bubble gum in her casket.
Mm.
I had a great story today that a father would come in every day to have lunch and grab 2 pieces of bubble gum, gave it to his daughter,
Aw.
and then yesterday she came in to eat. She grabbed 2 pieces of bubble gum and gave it to him.
Oh,
Isn't that great?
And they
that's
came back in
great
today.
story.
Oh, yeah.
Bubble
Yeah.
gum.
Don't
So
get
it's
rid
like-
of the bubble gum, Marco.
It's a
And
good
the bubble
tradition.
gum's
It's a
little.
really good tradition.
Yeah.
That and the
That's
cash
great, though, isn't
register.
it?
Yeah.
The cash register that's there and the
Yeah.
scale that's there. It's all nostalgic. And it's just so nice to know that, things are so crazy now in the world, but something that from people's past are there and they can touch it, they can see it, and they can remember it.
And I think that's one nice thing about independence
Yeah.
and family-owned businesses. And we have several in town. We've got Bogle's, we have Don's Jewelry Store, we got Albert's Jewelry Store downtown.
Sweetheart Bakery.
Homer, sweetheart.
Right.
We have Homer's, we have Jensen Oil, we've got Don. It's just there's a whole group of people, and now it's nice to see the younger people coming along
Yeah.
to continue those traditions. Because I always said that restaurants are the fabric of a community. Because restaurants are where you're going to go in the morning. If you go over to Homer's, you'll see 6 or 7 guys over there solving the world's problems. Next day they're still there. So the
And
guys are
Jensen
back
Oil.
Yeah.
but they're all there, and that's what restaurants do. They give places for people to meet and discuss what they're doing,
Right.
and have a half a pound of coffee and whatever else.
I remember when I ran for election in 2013 for city council, 5 candidates, 2 seats, but I quickly was introduced to where all the little factions,
Oh, yeah.
all the little meats were. So I
All
had to go
over.
to Jensen Oil. I had to go over to Homer's. I had to go to Hy-Vee. I had to go to Burger King. I
And
had to
parties.
Hardee's.
Yeah, Hardee's. That
Hardee's.
was it.
Jennings,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you had to meet them all.
Yep.
And talk to them.
But it's so true.
And that's what's great about it.
Well, just think of how many people have gone for birthdays, anniversaries, and that's their choice. What do you want to do for our anniversary? Let's go to Rastrelli's.
Yeah.
You want to go birthday? Let's go, to Rastrelli's for that. It's great memories.
breaking bread is still biblical.
It
I mean,
is.
it's the way we communicate with each other is over food.
Right.
And that's the way it's always going to be, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
well, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Marco. Again, Rastrelli's is committed to serving good food and good service at a reasonable price in the greater Clinton area. You can find them in the historic shopping district there in Lyons. if you don't know where they are, I don't know
on.
if you have your head in the sand or not, because
Come on.
When the North Bridge is complete, it'll be a lot easier.
so so you guys were what, 1939,
Yeah.
right? Bogles was before you guys, so they were
Yes.
They were 1900 something,
And then
oh, way before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Bogle sisters still run that joint.
right?
And
AC
then,
Root.
yeah.
Oh
AC Root.
yeah,
an
that's
older one.
right.
So
Were they in Lyons at one time before?
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Very interesting.
I
but
don't know. I'm sorry.
a lot of history. And that's one of the things, Grow Clinton's becoming laser focused on entrepreneurial development. And we've been partnering with a lot of organizations throughout the state. Cedar Rapids has a great thing called New BOCO. It's a small business incubator for aspiring entrepreneurs. Because when you look around our community, we have a lot of third, fourth, fifth, some sixth generation ownership.
Right.
And that's proof that at a time, Clinton was a hustling and bustling entrepreneurial ecosystem.
Yep.
And we seem to kind of have drifted away from that. And we want to bring that back. And we want to help entrepreneurs avoid the pitfalls that are common. Like everybody's going to experience that valley of death where it's all debt. Because even if you're starting a restaurant, you got to buy the business. You got to redo the interior. You got to buy all the cooking equipment. So you're not going to be profitable for a long time, right? So you're in that valley where just spending money and it's your own money and you're barely getting by. But once you puncture through that ceiling and you start to generate a profit, I think that's when it gets really fun and exciting, but it is scary in the beginning. But there's so many people that just go out and buy a building or rent a space, hang in their shingle and have no idea how to identify their target market. And I'm not an expert, but we know who to call. And
Mike
we host-
Rastrelli.
Yeah.
No,
No.
no, you have experts that are out there. One of the things, Andy, too, is that it's great to see us getting new industries into town. And if we can get those people to live in town, it'll be
Right.
wonderful.
We're working on it.
When mom came over here from Sterling to go to nurses training, Clinton was the magnet city. And she said there was everything here. It was wonderful. And it still is wonderful. You're right. We've got to get more independent people putting in but it is tougher than nails today.
Yep.
I mean, you've
it's
got
not
these
easy.
big box stores, and we even face it with, and nothing wrong with chains. They employ people, but they can buy so much more and
bulk.
and bulk and that, and but it's that dedication that you want to make the city. Just think of all the independent businesses that were downtown, uptown, all over, and
Well, I don't know.
Well,
I mean, of course, we have members of our organization that run restaurant chains
Sure.
and stuff. But I know I've experienced in my lifetime of 43 years eating at restaurants that eventually became a chain and got into multiple different locations. And it always seemed like the larger they grew, the worse the food got, because you lose that kind of intimacy that you have with the craft of culinary science and cooking food. And when it becomes that large scale, everything becomes mass produced and it just doesn't have the home cooked taste to it anymore.
One thing I've always admired about the Rastrelli family is that, okay, you have the talent for the restaurant, of course, for the food. You have the passion for what you do, but you also have such a love of the community. And that's, I think, to me, I admire that because that drives what you do as well. It's not just your passion for food and for making food. It's the love that you have for Lyons, the love that you have for Clinton. And I feel like if people have that and they have an idea, that's what's going to propel. Because Marco, you must have it too.
I have a little bit of it.
It's been
growing.
beaten
It's
into
growing.
him. Yeah.
It's growing.
Yeah.
It's grown. The 17 years I've been at Rastrelli's, I've kind of like witnessed it firsthand
Right.
on how much he actually did do. He's modest on how much he actually has done for culinary arts in Iowa and nationwide. So
Legend.
but no, yeah, I'm starting to dip my foot into it with the LBPA and everything.
it's
else
growing
like
on
that.
them too. You can see
Yeah.
it starts at the bottom.
Yeah.
Pretty soon it'll be
But-
all in tomato sauce. It'll be all covered.
No, I've
with tomato
lived in
sauce.
Clinton my entire life, and
Yep.
yeah, that I do want to see the Lyons business area just grow, just
Yes.
get bigger. We're always happy about having a new business come into town.
Yeah.
It's always sad to see any kind of a business not work out or not make it, and
Right.
it just
Trust me, I know.
yeah.
I'm the one that gets the calls when they don't.
It's our business. 98% of the restaurants fail within the first 3 years of business. That's horrible.
Yeah, that's
But it's that you got to have that. You got to have that tenacity.
Drive through.
And I'm not. That's what gets it.
Right.
You know what we need to bring back is the checkered pants and the white shirts for the back kitchen staff.
Oh,
When I worked at my grandfather's restaurant, so I
Yeah.
had to wear checkered pants
Yep.
and the white. I mean, I don't know what you call it, like a coat,
Chef coat.
Chef coat. Yeah,
do it.
loved
He
it.
does put a chef coat on. You can see him
Yeah,
on Main
yeah,
Avenue
yeah,
on
yeah,
the 24th.
Very cool.
One of my favorite memories that I have, and it was kind of a recent one, is my son wanted to get engaged, and I said, "Oh, okay." He lives in Chicago, and he said, "So I'm coming home." I said, "I don't get what that has to do with getting engaged." He said, "I'm going to Don's Jewelry to get the ring, and then we're going to lunch at Rastrelli's." Okay, because
There you go.
it was just me and him then, but he was just that's the memory he wanted, and so it was really a nice memory.
That's
Great.
fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for listening to
All right.
another episode. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Marco. Thank you, Jenny. It's Friday, Jenny.
Woohoo!
You know what? You can have the next 2 days off.
You're the best.
You're welcome.
Thank
you.
you.
We don't get 2 days off.
Yeah, you guys.
I didn't say you guys, just Jenny.
What's a weekend?
Thank you to our sponsors, Miles Communications, again, milestelephone.com, wicked fast, high-speed internet, Citizens First Bank, banking as it should be. Go, cfb.bank, member FDIC, Sully's, Sports, and AdCraft Printwear, AdCraft USA. Anything you need printed, you let them know. Tell them Andy from Grow Clinton sent you. Until we talk next time, folks, see ya. Thank you for listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on all your socials. Until next time, see ya.